you guys, and welcome back to another video. So today I decided to do a DIY of the Hobby Lobby wood calendar blocks. I really do like these and I will love their style that they have, but I wanted a different style for my office area that I have. So I went on the search for all the tools that I needed. I found these little wooden trinket boxes at Dollar Tree for $1. I already had the putty from Dollar Tree, and I also had some wood glue that I already had. Now these wooden pieces I got from Hobby Lobby, they were $1.99 each. I got 2 each of the longer boards for the bottom and the back, and the other side boards, they were 2 in a pack for $1.99. What you saw me do was measure out how big I needed it to be, and I drew a line with a pencil, and then I sawed it off. I didn't record me sawing because, well, it's just a lot. And I sanded it, so you can use a sander, and Dollar Tree also sells sanding paper. So right now I'm just measuring off the box to make sure how I want the pieces to fit. And then what I'm going to do is take my wood glue, and I'm sorry that my camera was out of frame. I thought it was a little bit more in frame, but I didn't realize I pulled everything to me the way I did. So what I'm going to do, I'm adding the wood glue a very thin line along the sides and everything, so that it has a spot for everything to hold up. So here goes a different view up at the top, and you can see me doing this. I apologize in advance. My hands are terrible. I probably need a good manicure, but I'm not going to go do that right now. If you looked at my last video, which I'll put here and put a card up for you to go to, I told you before my hands stay on a permanent state of ashiness and wrinkleness because I wash them so much. Now back to the video. What I did was I already had these Jenga pieces that my son had, and we used them for another project, but he was also using them to write on, so that's why you see some of the marks on there. And I did a row of I did 3 across and a row of 1 up, and I'm not saying that right, but I'm sorry. And what I did was just put the wood glue on there and made sure they were leveled, and I made sure they were straight. Now I already had my acrylic paint. I had my white and black acrylic paint that I was using for the video, and I started painting my wooden box white. Now I wanted it to be a black and white theme, but not necessarily the striped black and white theme, and I didn't like the curve of the other wooden box. I kind of like a straight feel, kind of symmetrical, so that was the style I was going for. Plus I wanted everything to look a particular way for my office. So I'm just painting the box, and I'm going to move that out the way, and you're going to see how I put the putty on the Jenga pieces after they've dried. Now the wood glue didn't take long to dry at all. It did not take long to dry at all. So you're going to see me put the putty on here, and this is just to smooth out those creases and make it look like one seamlessly long piece. So I want it to look very seamless and not have any cracks or anything, so that when I put my letters on there, it's very smooth, and plus when I paint over it, you're not seeing a dip or imperfection in it. So I did that. I also did that with the box that you just saw me glue down. I put that wood glue on there, and I did that with the box, and I did that with the opening, and you're going to see that in just a little bit. You guys, putting putty on this is so satisfying. It's almost like when you do a cake and everything. I could probably do this all day, and I probably was just doing it just for the sake of it, to make sure it was smooth. But I probably could do this all day because for me it's just so satisfying to do this. Now after I've done that, I made sure all the pieces were smooth. I sanded them down real good, and I made sure that I didn't have any imperfections in it. Made sure it was kind of level, where it was kind of bumpy or unlevel or had too much of the mix on there. And I started painting my other wooden box. Now after I finished painting this box, I went ahead and painted my opening for what the blocks will sit into, and my Jenga pieces black. I thought my camera was recording, but my battery died. So you didn't see me get a chance to paint that, and I do apologize for that. I'm going to do better. When I'm working, sometimes I don't look up to see if my camera is recording, and it just throws me. So after I let those pieces dry completely, I have a list here that shows my months, which ones. So I did each month in a month of four for each side of the Jenga pieces. And I made sure I wrote everything down, because if you've ever baked or done anything like that, when you are writing or when you're doing piping, you will accidentally misspell a word. So I always kept my notepad next to me and knew what months went on what block. So say January, February, March, and April went on one. May, June, July, August went on another, and September, October, November, and December went on another piece. I also did my numbering, because in order for this to work, the numbers have to match up. So for the block numbers, I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on one block, 7, 8, 9, 0, and then 1, 2 on the next block, so that all my months would have the proper months for, like, September the 30th, October the 31st, September the 11th, September the 12th. So everything would have the proper number to match up with it. And I did this ahead of time so that I knew what my plan was. Now, the thing about this is when you're painting your lettering, you want as much paint on your brush as possible. I kind of changed up how I designed the letters when I was working on here. So you're going to see me change how it looks, because it was just kind of a trial and error. I thought I wanted the letters to be one way, but when I got to looking at it, I didn't like it. So I changed it up. So the great thing about this, black paint covers up anything. White can paint over black paint with no problem. So that kind of helped out with that area. So I'll let you finish looking at me doing this, and I'll come back in with some more information. Now, as I put those pieces away, I'm going to get ready to work on my block numbers. And what you can do, you can use the Dollar Tree numbers, and you can put that on there if you like, or you can use a Sharpie to write your numbers on there. Me, I prefer to paint them on there because of the look I was going for. So I went with painting my numbers on there onto each block. And like I said, what I did was put all my format and everything I was going to do on a piece of paper first, and then I knew what I was doing for what block and what needed to be where.
About to leave, already packing.
Now here is a better look at how my format went on how I wrote down what I was doing with the blocking of the months and the numbers, so that you can see how I set this up so it would come out not perfect, but without me making as few mistakes as I possibly could. Painting numbers and letters on wooden blocks is not easy. I've done this a couple of different times. A lot of things that are in my house I made, and a lot of people don't know that. I have created and made all of the decor that you see in here just about. So I like making sure that my decor kind of matches up with my style. So that's why I love doing this. I had seen these wooden block calendars for a little while, and I just knew there was a way I could customize it to meet my particular style and taste on what I needed. But By the way, if you've never been to my channel before, my name is Myra. I'm the owner of Mirrarose Creations and this YouTube channel. Why don't you go ahead and thumbs up, like, and subscribe, and watch out for a new video every single week from me. I love doing DIYs. I also do cooking and baking and so much other stuff. I'm a single mom of 2, and yeah, I do a lot. I like to do a lot. Cooking is a passion of mine, but also DIYing is a bigger passion of mine also. So I'm thinking about doing more DIY videos. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, if I should do more, and if you have some things that you were thinking about DIYing and you're not quite sure how to do it, let me know and I can figure out what we could do and how we can put that together. Alright, as I finished putting the numbers on these blocks, what I did was I made sure to write down my numbers, how I kind of wanted them to look as far as the font was. So that's how I got the design of the numbers that I'm doing. I just kind of thought of the font that I wanted for my numbers, and I put it on there the same way I did with the font of my letters for my wood pieces that have the months on them. I did those, and after I finished painting all my numbers and painting everything, making sure each block had the right amount of numbers and everything that it needed, I went in and touched up everything. So with the Jenga pieces, I took my black paint and I went in and I kind of fixed some of the lettering that was too wide, or the brush kind of went off centered a little bit, and I went in and touched that up. For my block pieces, I took my white paint and I kind of went in and made that a little bit better to clean up the roughness of the letters and the numbers so that it gave it a better appearance and look. Oh, here's another tip, that when you're painting on wood blocks or any kind of wooden piece, you want to use as much water to paint ratio as possible to give it a little bit more smoothness. If you use just the paint, it's going to be a little thick and you're not going to be able to write the letters like you need to. So you want to give it enough water in there on your brush also to equal out with the paint, so that it's easier to write your numbers and your letters. Okay, you guys, as I finish this up, this cost me $8.63 to make. The wooden calendar boxes at Hobby Lobby are $12.99, so with the 40% off, they're about $8.43. So it's not a huge savings, but look at the final results of the project. I love it, I love it, I love it. I have been wanting to do this for a little while, and it goes so well with my office decor. Everything in my office decor I've just about made, and so I wanted something custom that fit right in with that. I'm going with a whole black and white theme. I even did the tree, the little tin foil, the scale, the office sign. I DIY'd all of that. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below, and if you have any suggestions or anything that you would like to see, let me know. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate you all. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and hit the bell notification. Bye.